Yes, g'day guys, and welcome back to the 7 Tackle Set NRL SuperCoach podcast. I'm your host, Braino, joined as always by my trusty co-host, the SC Whisperer and the SC Matrix, to talk all things round 5 TLT. Matty, obviously we're coming off the back of a pretty tricky week to navigate. Lots of troops out. We get them all back this week. And the question is, obviously, trades and more so what we do at centre wing. Where's your head at? Looks like his internet, Toowoomba internet, has kicked off beautifully. Josh, can you answer that for me? Where's your head at with centre wing?
Yeah, nowhere. I think there's a couple of guys I'd really, really love to have. One being an English centre from Brisbane, but I was saying to you boys off air, like maybe it's just me with old age at the ripe old age of 28. But I feel like I'm just boring at the moment. I mean, I've looked at doing a yo to a twirl, which feels quite boring. Which would enable a Brayley in for Marnie. I've looked at I've looked at getting in Tane Tuipiki. He's maybe a guy, or obviously Simi Sasagi. But for me, it's a bit of it's a moving week. I feel like it's a week where if you go aggressive and it pays off, fantastic. If it doesn't, and the ones that sort of sit in the hands might benefit later on in the season. It's the hard thing with holding trades is you don't really reap the rewards in round 5. It's round 25 where you're sort of sowing the seeds, and it's hard to have that mindset. 5-6 months down the track.
It's that dopamine hit, the instant gratification that you get, from a trade that works and it comes off. But holding a trade, honestly, probably has more advantages at the back end of the season when it comes to rank, when it comes to head-to-head finals. Matty, welcome back from your Toowoomba Internet episode. We were talking about centre wing, mate, and obviously there are some decisions to be made. No Moses Leo and a few other things to consider. A lot of these centre wing cheapies haven't really popped off like we would hope. Are you looking at a Sasangi or another couple of these guys here, or are you looking to sit on your hands like Josh?
I've kind of got 4 guns. I've got Herbie, Val, Latrell, and Crichton still. Because I traded Moses Leo out last week. Big brain player, big brain moves. Look, I mean, I'd love to get Setu 2 out of my team, but I don't really know who to or advantage wise. I don't have Tom Chester. So now that I owe you a 4-pack of beer, I might need to buy some stocks in Tom Chester when I'm down at my local BWS. So.
And there is a man that was named on the wing we'll talk about later for the Dragons that could become a bailout. Matty, you talk about a lot of players getting bailed out. You talk about Jackson Ford owners getting bailed out, even though you are one.
Triggered.
It was great.
Sorry, the SuperCoach community.
Yeah. They were very angry. Every time you say that someone's been bailed out, they get up in arms about it. That's for sure.
It's like me last year when I kept complaining Herbie every week I would post the Jesse Pinkman, he can't get away with his Herbie gif, and people are like, "Well, just buy him." I'm like, I had him since the start. It's just we're getting bailed.
I got bailed out for something chronic.
Yeah, absolutely. And we might get bailed out in a couple of weeks with another centre wing cheapie, hopefully, that can hold his spot this time, unlike Setu 2. Hopefully David Farley can hold on to that spot at least for a couple of weeks, but you certainly wouldn't be going early, that's for sure. Guys, we are here to talk all things TLT for round 5. A moving week, like Josh said, a tricky week to navigate, but a lot of options on the board. Of course, we'll have buy, hold and sell coming out tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. But we'll talk through TLT, news around the league. There's a lot to consider this week, as well as some questions from the live chat and from some subscribers. So keep those questions coming in. We'll answer the best ones at the back end of the show. The squeeze of the week for round 4. It's the winner is, where is he? It's That'll Do Crew is his team name. Luke, 1547. He was 50 points better than anyone else in the league last week. Huge effort. So well done, Luke. I'm looking at his team right now. He's currently 29th overall. And I'm just looking for pods at the moment. And he's got Dylan Lucas. Everybody else is... Oh, he's got Tricky Trindle. So he's always going to go well when Braden Trindle's... maybe this is Sav's burner account. The one where he held him in. And Tom Jenkins at centre wing. So, some good little left field pods there that all went well. And Will Warbrick. So, well done, Luke. You've won yourself a standard squeeze prize pack, mate. So hop in our socials, hop in our DMs, and we'll get that sorted for you, mate. Congrats on the big week. There's a bit of news going on. Let's have a chat about the news around the ground.
It's time for some news from around the grounds.
Quick little dual position update news. We've got confirmation that Max Plath at the moment is the only confirmed player to be getting the dual come round 6. So for anybody, Josh, who isn't aware of the timing of dual updates, do you want to fill everybody in on that?
Yeah, at the conclusion of round 6 and the conclusion of round 12, new dual positions will be updated. Duals can't come away. You can't get 3 positions. So, for example, someone like Sandon Smith, he won't get like a halfback dual, like he's locked into hooker 5'8", so that won't change. But someone like Max Plath, yeah, he might pick up hooker dual, and that stays for the season. Like once you get it, you keep it for the season, but you can't lose a dual, and you can't have 3 positions. But yeah, at the conclusion of round 12 and the conclusion of round 6.
So Max Plath gets the hooker dual, which fair enough. He's been playing at hooker since he came back.
His
Kobe
minutes
Hetherington
just went 42, 61, 74.
Yeah, building match fitness back, and obviously a good option. Just what does it look like when JMK comes back? It seems like Christian Wolf has like a hard on for Morgan Knowles, so it's 3 doesn't go into 2. So it's curious where that lies.
Yeah, for sure. Kobe Hetherington and Morgan Smithies seem to be the only other 2 that are in consideration for the dual at this point. Everybody else are going to be waiting till round 12. And from memory, I think there was a round 18 dual position update last year as well. So keep that in mind. There might be another round 18 one. There's usually 3 per year. So
biggest one is obviously no Ryan Catchman, which I alluded to 2 weeks ago and was met with a lot of negative comments saying I don't know what I'm talking about. But I just thought there was a lot of ambiguity around his role and like sort of who he was coming on for. He was coming on a lot for Emre Gula, he was coming on a lot for Harm Saleh, and Hamish Stewart was coming on for Emre Gula in terms of like the interchange sheets, which precedent's been set in duels in years gone by, and people can say that he's playing prop, but just looking at the sort of the interchange cards as to who comes off and who comes on, especially with their roles being so like unknown, especially with like middles off the bench. I think it raises the question that SuperCoach needs to move to middle and edge. It would make life a lot easier.
Yeah, 100%. They probably just don't want to mimic NRL fantasy too much or be seen to be trying to copy their positioning, but there's a few changes there anyway. It doesn't really matter. Josh Paxton, for anybody worried about Aramaho, there is no worry at all because Josh Paxton's gone and got himself suspended for a dangerous tackle in Cup last week. So he's got a 2-week suspension. So at least you've got a 2-week grace period there. Not that Aramaho is going to lose his spot to Paxton, in my opinion, just especially off the back of last week. But looks like we've got a visitor to the podcast again, which is great. Big Aramaho fan.
He's a big Aramaho fan.
Obviously a purchase conversation we'll have on buy, hold, sell tomorrow, I'm sure. Mitch Kenny and Jason Saab, they're suspended for 1 game each. You'll see them back the following week. HIAs are Kyle Flanagan. He copped a really bad head knock, and it looks like it's going to be an extended absence for him, Josh. 3 weeks, I think, minimum at this stage.
Yeah, as we know with Luke Keary, Ryan Madison, James Tedesco, like guys that ilk, you can never put a time frame on head injuries, but yeah, it didn't look great. It was apparently unconscious for like 5 minutes, which is like a very long time to be unconscious for. So prayers up for Kyle. Hopefully he's okay, and hopefully can get back to playing footy relatively soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And Moses Leo, a surprise one here. Obviously, Physio put it up this afternoon. Everybody thinking Moses Leo was dropped. He is in concussion protocol. He had delayed concussion symptoms from last week. So whether he's going to be out of the side or not, we're actually not 100% sure. But regardless, I think he's a sell. It's a pretty easy conversation to have. It was more a matter of when. But yeah, concussion symptoms are delayed at this point. So he's out this week.
Yeah, just comes down to when. A lot of people are selling this week. I'm potentially looking at making a move next week for one J-Pap, so I can get both the Paps in the team. And it's just a bailout, whether it's this week or next week. I think this week is a Simi Sasagi and or Herbie Farmworth trade, or next week might be a J-Pap if you've got the jewels to work around with. And then, goodness me, Pezzett may top out in a couple of weeks, and then Pezzett to Farley if he's still looking the goods in a couple of weeks' time. So a couple of moving parts.
Yeah. I mean, game of you to take on Josh Papali'i. He's missed a couple of games.
I'm a big Josh Pap guy, so
yeah.
Josh Ash. J-O.
Just buy them all.
In like, yeah, sometimes like if people have the same, like Terrell and Talon, it might be like T-A May.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be J-O-A. It'll be three. It'll have to be 3 before you can distinguish it.
Yeah. No, it's just like the Ricky Ponting 2000 and whatever version of Josh Papali'i.
I'm a big Michael Clock fan.
Yeah, Michael Clock, absolutely. Glenn McGriff. there's a couple of questions, and we'll say keep your questions coming in the live chat, guys. We'll get to them at the end. But so Moses Leo this week. Mitchie Barnett though, Matrix.
We didn't talk about Tui. Had a stroke.
Oh yes,
yeah. Tui Kamika had a stroke. Was in ICU, but he's out, which is fantastic.
Yeah, that all reports are that he was. I think Cameron Smith, he had some intel on him last night on 100% footy. He said that he's up and doing quite well, which is great. Cool. So yeah, never good news when you see something like that happen.
Oh, I think Melbourne CEO said that Ellie Katoa. Oh, I think Bellamy last week said Katoa may never play again, which not sure if we're too shocked about. But yeah.
Yeah, it's. Again, look, who knows? I'm sure that Ellie wants to play. It's more a matter of whether it's a good idea for him to play and whether he gets.
He's a big blue shirt, but fittest blue shirt getting around.
Oh. Yeah, absolutely. Good to have him around the squad, I'm sure. Matrix, Mitchie Barnett. Now, obviously, this flew under the radar until over the weekend, and we saw it's good that a lot of our followers and subscribers follow partners of footballers because we wouldn't have known otherwise. But Mitchie Barnett's partner, wife, whoever she is to him, has put up a post of him in a sling, with a broken hand. So that got confirmed. He's going to be missing 4 to 6 weeks at this point. And so is it a say the line, Bart?
Yeah, Jackson Ford owners just got bailed out. Like I just like genuinely, I don't know how they just got kissed on the wee this week. So I'll just leave that there. He came on to spell Aaron Clark.
I think Barnett may have got a touch on the shoulder from the Warriors because he put up a post over the weekend. It was like something like "not again, BRB," and then it was like pulled down, and then his missus is on like a private Facebook. So whichever one of you took the screenshot, you're a weirdo, but thanks. And then it was just like deja vu with him and his kid at like a imaging place. So broken hand out for a couple of weeks. So Jackson Ford owners, must be over the moon.
Yeah, the photo was when it rains, it pours, and it was raining in the background. I actually thought it was quite a smart photo. But the BRB probably gave it away.
Her talents are absolutely wasted on private.
I think that the reason they're on private is because someone screenshotted her photo and
no. So
community.
So if you think that's weird, this is an FPL story, right? So we're 12 minutes into the podcast. Victor Lindelof, so Swedish defender for United a couple of years ago, was like rumored to be out. And his missus put up a photo of her having lunch in Sweden when they're supposed to be in England. And people looked at his hands and then were like there was a photo with some hands in the background at this cafe. So people then screenshotted photos of like Lindelof's hands and were like comparing the two to be like, well, he's in Sweden, so he's definitely not playing because there's no TLT in FPL. People go to some weird extremes to try and get some intel on injuries.
FPL is a different gravy, isn't it? Like 11 or 12 million players. Can you imagine like that kind of spotlight would be monstrous? But
imagine checking your insights or your dashboard for the day. You're like, I get 100 likes here, 100 likes there. All of a sudden you get like 12 million views on a story.
Yeah, fuck, that'd be huge. But anyway, Jackson Ford owners, wheels up, Jackson Ford. Another good 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, the questions come in saying, does he play 80 again like he did the other week? Look, I don't think he needs to or will, but we saw 69 minutes from him, Giggity, last week. It'll be 70 plus again, I think, moving forward while Mitch Barnett's out. The Fanderson, really sad about this one. Grant Fanderson with a knee. 10 plus weeks out, MCL and something else. There's a couple of different mechanisms in there that are not good. So it looks like Shibasaki's a little bit safer for the next little period of time. Matrix, you're the Broncos fan, mate. Bailed out again.
Shibasaki was getting 4 weeks on the bench. I could guarantee it was written, and then he come on and played some defense. So that was good. Hopefully that's the rocket that he needed. But would have loved for him.
Honestly, Shibasaki pod could be on with the Broncos.
Yeah. 100%. That's exactly what I was thinking. Him or I wrote Pod Watch, and here's one for free. It's Katoni Staggs in Pod Watch this week.
Oh, I thought we were running it back to Jesse Arthur's when he was like the most popular coach.
I don't think I could go there again. Fucking hell. I put my flag in the sand with Jesse Arthur's last preseason, and he started off like a rocket too. So that didn't work out quite well. I'll keep my mouth shut on this one. But Anderson misses 10 weeks. Shiba probably gets some additional time now moving forward.
I mean, he'll keep the spot.
I know Karapani either named this week we'll talk about, but there's a little bit of added security there if Karapani's been dropped based on those disciplinary issues from the weekend, I should say.
Valley's a rough place.
Apparently. Isaiah Iongi, he's confirmed 8 weeks with a Mitchell Cinders-Moses. Sadly, obviously, sad for the Eels because he was probably their standout player.
Yeah.
Which is just, and I did put my flag in the sand for Shibasaki, Pato. Thanks for that. Thanks for the reminder. Obviously, Joash Papali'i, we talked about him. He's been named at fullback and he'll get a nice extended run in that team and will be an option probably from next week. If you're a big pod hunter, you can go early, but 90-odd break even this week, you don't need to. Iongi out for 8+ weeks gives us a nice platform for him. Brandon Smith not named, Josh, either. We were hoping we'd see a little bit of him so we could get off the number one most sold player this week, and people are just doing it anyway. That's how bad Reid Marnie has been. They're just happy to buy Brandon Smith even though he hasn't been named.
Yeah, I mean, my mother would always say, if you've got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. But we'll discuss that trade more in detail in tomorrow's buy, hold, and sell, but not a fan. Not a fan.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, that is the news around the grounds for TLT. Let's get into the winners and losers from Team List.
Winners and losers.
Winners and losers always brought to you by a Rugby League Fantasy Pro, your one-stop shop for all the numbers that you're going to need to kill SuperCoach this year. You can filter anything you want. You can find players that play with other players, players that don't play games with other players. You can look at grounds. You can look at weather. You can see what Nathan Cleary averaged in the wet at Suncorp Stadium in 2006. And it was probably a little bit early for Nathan Cleary, but you're going to get 0 games from that. But you can find whatever you need, and it's rugbyleaguefantasypro.com. Use the code Insight26 to get yourself 10% off for the year. I think it ends up being like $1 a round, Josh. Just
after the discount,
gold.
dollar a round, so a buck a week. So you're supporting us, and you're supporting the number one stat provider for SuperCoach this year, absolutely, with updated averages and past historic scores. So shout out to them.
Absolutely. Let's bring up the first game of the week. It is the Dolphins and the Manly Sea Eagles. There could be a couple of VC candidates in this one, I reckon, Matty. It's not many changes from teams. It's Kurt Donahue onto 18th. Otherwise, no changes there for the Finns. And Jason Saab, he's suspended. So Falalo comes in to replace him on the wing. Herbie Farnworth's the point of conversation, especially in my head. And Josh is sick of me talking about it. Because I want a boost to get him in. I want to do my third boost in a row and get him in. I just feel like Fresh Prince is going to be all over me in the chat if I do. I'm not ready for it.
It's a great matchup. It is an absolutely great matchup this week. Especially I don't know, I fully expect Kieran Foran to get named this week. He's going to name himself and have a little run there for this team. But
shout out to Centel.
Yeah, Sentinel took my joke. What a dog! Big. Sentinel's tweeted a couple times about SuperCoach. I reckon he's a viewer. So shout out to Sentinel if you are watching this.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, the Finns up against Manly could be a poo slinger. I don't have much confidence in Manly at this point in time, but I think there was a stat being thrown around, and I can't exactly remember who did it, but it was one of our subscribers in the Discord was saying that when it was Des Hasler was the last coach to get sacked, after Des got sacked, might have been maybe the coach before that. When Des got sacked, Turbo went on a run of like 110 average over the next month after Des got let go. So could the same thing happen again for Tom Trebojevic, Josh? Is he a guy you'd be looking at if you don't have him this week? Is he a purchase potentially?
Yeah, we had this discussion in the Discord today. Like there was a lot of names at fullback being thrown around. It's tough, right? When you only have 3 spots, like Fa'alongo, Turbo, Walsh, Drinkwater. I still think Keeney's fine. Tedesco, Edwards, like all those guys are performing well. So you've got to pick 3 names out of the hat. For me right now, if I got like a reset button, it'd probably be Walsh, Turbo, and Fa'alongo. So I guess if you're looking at picking him, then fantastic. I do want to ask, boys, is it Jermaine Isako pod season? Because I posted the round takeaways on Monday, as I do every week. Xavier Savage, 84. Dom Young, 91. Mark Nwangani-Tawase, 108. For a combined average of 94.3 that the left edge is leaking. So obviously not the stats that Herbie owners want to hear, but I think Herbie could do whatever he wants up against Ruben Garrick. But it's the it's the Brooks, Burbo, Kohler, and Hopawade edge that's really leaking some points.
Or Finafuiaki again becomes
don't say
a hard fade. Like I don't know how you can go against him this week. If there is a matchup that you want, he's gone. Obviously, I had a great matchup last week against that Broncos leaky left. And then now he comes into the same kind of advantage here against Manly. So if you're on the fence about buying Finafuiaki this week, I mean, if you didn't get him last week, I think this week's the week to get him. If you're looking for that 2RF, I reckon he's a primo, borderline primo 2RF now at this point.
I didn't buy him because SC Brain told me to fade, so I'm...
Don't listen to that guy, though. You shouldn't listen to him. If anything, you go against what I say and you buy the players that I tell you not to. But Herbie Farnworth, of course, in for a big matchup. Finafuiaki, of course, in a good spot too. And if you're an owner of Turbo, you'd be tempted to put the VC on him this game as well. It is at KO Stadium, though. Herbie or Tom Trebojevic, probably the VCs that stand out for me. But keep an eye out for Captain's episode that'll come out on Thursday morning. We'll go through all of that in depth as well. Let's go into game 2. Rabbitohs and the Bulldogs. Campbell Graham, he comes in he comes into the centres. They're close enough now to full strength, just no cheese. Lockie Hubner comes under the bench there, not a real needle mover. But they're looking pretty solid here. The Bulldogs definitely licking their wounds somewhat, I think. Hughes and Hayes return back on the bench. Josh Curran's out after that. Let's call it more than a rib tickler. He absolutely folded him. Missing some time. Yes.
Missing rib probably now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just the hit, though, because it got him, and Fami Solo was able to put his entire body weight through him into the ground. It wasn't like just the initial contact. It was the contact, but then driving him into the deck. So you've got like a 110 kilo man just falling on your ribs. And as someone that I did break 2 ribs off the back of the charity game, it's not fun. Sleeping is the worst. It's going to be a very painful 6 to 8 weeks for Josh Curran. So yeah, just got folded. One got folded, so the ego took a big hit, and then secondly, the ribs have been absolutely cooked,
smashed. Stephen Crichton, what are we doing with him, Matty? I'll start with you because a lot of people are saying, and we're getting a lot of questions at the moment saying, what do I do with Crichton? Can I go Crichton to Herbie? Can I go Crichton to XYZ, Simi Sisangi, whoever it be? Are you holding on to Crichton?
Look, I think I will be. There's some very appealing trades. I'm lucky enough to have Herbie already. But I do think if that's the best pathway to Herbie, I think it's not Crichton's performances that's going to make me trade him if I trade him, or if people are considering trade him, I would recommend it. It's the fact that the Bulldogs aren't as good as I thought they were going to be. And I know that they weren't going to score a lot of points, but yeah, I don't know. I just haven't been impressed with the way the Bulldogs have been playing footy. And especially last week, that was an absolute poo sling and nothing was exciting. Stephen Crichton rolls out at 36, starts losing a little bit of cash. I think if he's your way to get to a Herbie, then look, Stephen Crichton will average 60 the rest of the year or 58. But yeah, Herbie's going to average 80 if you've got the money. Yeah, just get him.
I'd probably on the side that Crichton averages more than 60, just based on what he did last year alone. Would have averaged 71 with the goal kicking. So somewhere in between there is fine for me.
That's the thing, right? Like we all that South Park gif of like just the male mayonnaise sprouted everywhere, right? That was us in the preseason for Crichton, who averaged 72 with the goal kicking. He's been poor. He's been really, 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 really bad. He's averaging 60. So I'm like, it's only up from here.
It's just recency bias, though, isn't it? Like, he went 75-68 or 68-75 over the first 2 rounds. You're like, fucking beautiful. This is more than what I paid for. And then he gets also, one bad score.
Started to roam at 5'8". Apparently apparently been training at 5'8" a fair bit in the preseason. So yeah, really keen for that. Feel like he's been dudded a try assist. So he gets that. He finishes on 36 or 36 plus 20, so 56. And I don't think we have this discussion. So I like holding him. Obviously, I like Herbie, but would I sell Crichton for Herbie? Maybe, but I'm not loving it.
You know what he needs to do? He needs to take the headgear off. And then he's sorted. That's the whole issue.
Well, I don't know. Brian Toto took the headgear off and we saw what happened. So
it's true. But we need stats on rugbyleaguefantasypro.com that says headgear or no headgear so that we can filter that, because that is important. Let's move on to game 3. The Panthers and the Storm. Obviously, blockbuster won this one. No Moses Leo, no Tui Kamikamika. Meany's back in at centre. And then we've got Tuamalazu Brown on the wing. So, interesting for the Storm to see how they go and whether Moses Leo comes back in and Meany goes back to the wing next week, or whether they just stick this out long term. Mitch Kenny, he is suspended for the Panthers, which means that Freddie Lussick comes in at hooker.
Surely this is wheels up for Isaiah Yeo. Like, there is no way that Freddie Lussick took 80 minutes through in the middle. There is zero chance this happens. So surely Isaiah Yeo, this is the week where Ivan just pulls him out of the cry vat and says, "We need you. We just need you to play 80, please."
Well, Jack Cogger dropped off the bench last week, and I thought, fuck yes, this is the time for Yeo now, because they were saying Cogger is the direct replacement for Yeo at 13. Kalani going, the problem is Kalani going could spell Freddie Lussick if he stays on the bench here as well, unless they bring Jack Cole onto the bench. So, I don't know. I think Yeo's just a 60-minute guy now, Matty, moving forward. What are you doing with him? Because he's obviously a conversation to have as well.
Yeah, I'm holding him. It's so funny. Like, I'm like, open to trading Stephen Crichton, but not open to trading Isaiah Yeo. We did get
72 this season, by the way. But I think,
yeah,
he must be the worst player of all time to average 72 if you read social media.
Yeah, I know. But if they need him to play big minutes, it's probably going to be against the Storm. I think they'll be up for this one. I know the Storm have lost the second half of the last two games, but I think these are the best two teams in the comp at the moment. Really excited for this one. And if I was the coach, I'd be like, Isaiah, I need you. Wheels up.
Yeah, I reckon he would say wheels up as well.
Ivan
Cleary seems like a big wheels up guy. Yeah, big wheels up guy. I'll touch on this, Josh. This is a great one for you. People are asking, do we sit Suafalongo against the Panthers this week?
Someone messaged me and said, "Am I crazy for selling Suafalongo to Turbo?" And at first I was like, yes. And then secondly, I'm like, no. Actually,
get around it.
No, I feel like even like with the 60 point this week, like he's on track for $1 million, isn't he? I feel like he will get 10 tackle busts just off kick returns.
He accumulates really well. He's a sneaky accumulator. Of course, Panthers ranked number 1 against fullbacks this year. So, and naturally, that's probably number 1 in every position defensively.
What's the worst case of him though? Like for me, I'd sit him for Taniela Paseka. What's the best case for Paseka? Like a 60? What's the worst case of Fa'alongo? Like
probably 50,
40, 45? Yeah, so it's like, is it worth it? I remember I did it once with Turbo a couple of years ago. I think Turbo was playing Penrith, and I sat him, and I played Liam Henry over him.
Yeah, you got 1 point advantage or something.
Liam Henry got 58 and Turbo got 56, and it's the most unfulfilling 2-point win I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, I do remember that because you let us know multiple times that weekend. You were pretty happy about it. And Chris Perry in the chat saying our mate Tom Jenkins that we said don't buy. He's up against a rookie winger in Tuimilatu Brown this week. So, yeah, it could be a nice little matchup. It is at CommBank, though. I don't know. Whenever Penrith play at CommBank, it just doesn't feel like a real home game advantage.
Yeah, that's why I didn't captain Cleary last week.
That worked out well for you. Maybe you can try again this week, hey?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be good if somebody at least on the podcast said you should captain Cleary.
The person saying he's shit at CommBank. He is leading us astray, Josh. Leading us astray.
Look, I need to. Look at my rank. Fuck. Otherwise, no other changes here. Let's move on to the Dragons Cowboys. Here's the changes. Obviously, it's Chester in for Laybutt that brings me 4 beers to my front door. Appreciate that, Matrix. Toby Couchman, he is back. Moses Sully, he is back for the Dragons. David Farley is onto the wing. And Laken King Tongia is in for Kyle Flanagan due to that HIA. So, poo slinger alert? Like, we need maybe like American Man to do like poo slinger alert kind of soundbite over the top for the poo slinger of the week, because this could be it.
This game, one, I feel vindicated because I rinsed the Dragons recruitment like 2 years ago. Dragons fans tell me I'm a moron. So I feel good knowing that I'm watching them all turn on Gutho, who I said was going to be really, really not a good signing for $850K a year. But secondly, like, this is just sad. Like, did you see my meme on X with the flex tape? It was like the water pouring out everywhere, and I was like, Dragons issues 1 to 17, and then Flano's just stuck a new winger in the team. Like, that'll fix it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Farley is the big talking point from here. It's like people that tell me they need cash, I'd rather buy Farley this week than buy cheese.
Yeah, it's just more about, like, if you need the cash, how much cash do you have available as a downgrade to Farley? Like, is it a Crichton to Farley? If you've got like a sub 600K centre wing that you took a punt on that didn't work out, Matty, it's fine because there's money there to be made. But where's the money unless Moses Leo down to Farley is like less than 100K?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, if you really needed it and needed to go down to a parlay, I could get around it. But, like, I mean, come on.
Just quickly, what did Tyrell Sloan do wrong? I thought he was one of the
I think he's
Dragons'
alright.
best, and the only like decent attacking threat they have.
Do you reckon there's every chance he just comes in late?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Just seems
This
weird.
game, I don't want to talk about this game. Is Drinky back? Goal kicking?
Well, he took the last goal kick of the game. That's because
Clifford
Jake
sucks.
Clifford missed them all.
shanking him. Yeah, he was shanking the shit out of him. So,
The ribs
and
are
then
back.
Scotty
baby.
Drinkwater slotted that one from the right touchline as well.
Oh, the ribs are all good. This is why you hold.
Yeah, this is why you
To be
hold.
fair, since I did say he's hold, he's gone like 60, 100, 100. So I do
Yeah.
feel pretty happy about that one. But
Mhm.
Drinky could be back. But I think the Cowboys have a pretty horror run.
Shit draw from here. Yeah,
yeah.
terrible. Yeah,
Hey guys, I
this-
just got a text in. Yeah, his name is. Oh, I can't read the name, but he wants to know if Tom Chester is a buy this week for those who didn't
his
have
name
him
Brad-
because they
is
didn't
his
think
name-
that he'd get back into the team.
Is his name Natrix?
Yeah, it's SuperCoach Natrix.
Ah, big fan. What is he?
Minus
290?
6. Break even 290. Yeah.
I'd rather just buy like Fletcher Hunt, no?
What about when? So there was a valid point. Someone commented on our last show on Sunday saying, when Dylan Brown comes back, wouldn't you expect Fletcher Sharp then to go to fullback, which means that Fletcher Hunt would end up out of the team or on the bench.
Maybe.
Dylan Brown's only 2 weeks away. He was only out for 4 weeks.
Or they just keep the same combination that they had, started the preseason with, and was like the best team that's ever played with the Steeden for the first 60 minutes, which was Sharp at 7, Brown at 6.
Yeah, but
Or
you know
vice
that
versa.
logic doesn't usually apply.
I think Hunt's been really good.
Yeah, he's been all right. I'm not saying Hunt's been bad. I'm just saying there's a risk there that Brown comes back, Sharp goes to
Sure.
fullback. I mean,
I mean, there's a risk that like Cowboys lose and Chester's dropped.
yeah, you reckon
There is.
Chester's going to be the problem though?
No,
I'd say
but
that he obviously doesn't like Jake Clifford. I reckon Jake Clifford gets punted before.
have you seen
before
who the
Chester will.
coach of this Cowboys team is?
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Tom
Clifford could.
Tom
Clifford could
Chester
get dropped
hasn't
before
beat the Storm at home this year, but Zach Labart has. So,
Opie
Right.
says, "Are we crazy for sitting
NRL
still against
SuperCoach.
Penrith?" We've spoken about this, and we say yes.
Yeah.
And are we crazy for sitting Grant? No.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. Like, yes, you're crazy for doing it. I'm not doing it.
Meaney
Yeah,
back in
you're
the
crazy.
team. Does he kick goals? That's
Nah, but
that's another thing.
this is a prime Harry Grant 80 BP game, just out of nowhere.
Yeah, he'll be up for it for sure. It's always these games where it's like hard match up against each other, and you sit a couple of players and they all just pop off.
Yeah.
Isaiah Yeo, 95 in BP incoming in.
No, this game reeks of like a 26-24, far longer like 130 with like 4 try assists.
Reed
Yeah.
Marnie
Everyone's-
double is what it reeks of. Everybody's going to
Honestly,
trade him
I'm
for
never
Brandon Smith.
I'm never gonna pray for a game more than just to see a Reed Marnie to like Griffin Neem crash over play. I beg, please.
And he'll go himself as well and score. It'll be a try assist,
Oh,
line
get me
break
back into
assist,
baby
try,
train.
line break. Yep. The
Please.
money resets itself because he'll be 230K by the time he does that. Moving on to the next game, we've got the Broncos and the Titans. This is the game we're targeting, of course, for captaincy. I'm sure we'll be talking about this one a fair bit on Thursday when the captain show comes out. Haas, he is back. So if you held on to him, you'd be pretty happy about it. We'll have a conversation about Payne Haas and what you do there as well, I'm sure. Jesse Arthurs, he's in. Karapani's out. Anderson is out, like we mentioned earlier. Willison goes back to the bench for Haas. And then for the Titans, they're 1-17. Brimson stays in the centres. Josh Patterson, like we mentioned, if you missed the start of the show, he's suspended for 2 weeks in Cup. So Aramaho, wheels up. Titans going to get up for this one, Matty? Or are your boys going to run all over him?
I think this team's going to run all over the Titans. Like, as much as the Titans seem to get up on occasion, like that was a win last week. But like, I think the Dragons were also terrible. Like, yeah, I think that honestly, like, you have to have some sort of armband on Reece Walsh this week if you own him.
I just
That is
need the Broncos to
matchup.
put a team to the sword.
Mm-hmm.
I need Reece Walsh to not be on 25 points after 7 minutes. And I think the record's going to be broken. And he finishes on 90. I need Reece Walsh to score like 240. Just kill them. Just they played their grand final last week. Just destroy them, please.
Let's hope so, because
And Adam Reynolds to have like a hamstring awareness or something and not goal kick. That'd be great.
yeah, something light. You know, we don't want to wish injury upon anybody, but just something that would be enough for him to still play a little bit. And
No.
and give
Every
the goal kick.
try is a full field affair, and he's just gassed.
Yeah, like that too. I'm here for it. The Haas's come up against each other as well. Haas on Haas violence. J Walt TV is telling us, so I'm here for that. Walsh, of course. If you don't have him, is he top of the list of the must-haves this week, Josh? Would you put the MH word next to Reece Walsh's
For
name?
who though? Like I'm seeing a lot of people try to Keeney, which I don't know. Keeney owners, let me know in the comments. I'm not a Keeney owner, but I feel like he's been fine, right? We knew that he was going to suck without Jaden Campbell. He averages like 52 without him and averages like 75 with him. And now you're getting back. He was, an Aramaho ball hog away from ending on like 75. Mm-hmm. And we don't have this discussion. So I think he's a hold. Would I sell him to Walsh? No. Would I buy Walsh if I had like, I don't know, Noel Martin in flex? Yes. I'd just trade out like a 2RF and move him up. But like, do you think any fullback is worth trading out for Reece Walsh?
I would advocate for Keeney out, only because I'm looking at it going, who are you captaining otherwise? If you have Herbie, okay, fine, no problem. But Herbie plays the first game of the week, so are you really going to straight captain Herbie on a Thursday night? Otherwise, who else are you captaining? You don't feel there's no way you feel comfortable captaining Payne Haas this week.
Adam Dewey on an Easter Monday.
Against the Eels. That'll be fun. Eels
That's got
will
a
run all
narrative.
over us. They always do. Eels will bend us over this week. And Mitchell
maybe wait. Maybe if you are looking at trading at Keeney and you've got Turbo and Herbie, just pick your VC and then you can make the decision at like 10:30 on Thursday night.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's probably
But the decision will be
option.
which NPR you captain. I hope anyway.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Sedu 2.
He could be the old.
Oh, that's a rhetorical question. Sorry.
Yeah. I think Reece Walsh, whilst not a must-have, is a very, very nice to have this week. So if you can get him in and you don't have to make too many sacrifices elsewhere, then it's wheels up. I wouldn't be trading Suafalongo that I've been asked for Reece Walsh either. But this game will be a game for the Titans. It'll be interesting to see whether they can turn up for this one. Fayamani still holds his spot, so that's nice of him to make an extra 3K this week.
I feel like we're in a dystopia. We're not playing on a Sunday afternoon. The Titans. Doesn't feel right.
Oh, it's great. And you know the best part about this week, with daylight saving coming, is a 2 p.m. and a 4 p.m. game on Sunday, and then Easter Monday game this week. So we've got 5 days of footy.
Oh, no Kid Clash game in your house this week. How good.
Oh, it's the best. I hate 6 p.m. Sunday game. We had a deep discussion about this on Sunday. So
I put a poll up. I think everyone agreed on. I put 8 p.m. Thursday because I'm not an 8 p.m. Thursday guy. Put 6 p.m. Friday. I put the 2 p.m.
Friday sucks as well.
Put the 2 p.m. Saturday, and I put the 6 o'clock and 6 o'clock Sunday. And 6 o'clock Sunday won by a considerable margin.
Yeah. It's
done now. I think it was the last one.
It's gone. Yep.
Forever.
It's all gone now. Back to 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., which is amazing. So I'm here for that.
I've got just Tim Pooler in the chat here. He's trading his soul for Reece Walsh, and he's a ginger.
But like, why though? Like, this is what I mean. Like, why not get him last week?
Who was what? They probably would have just backed in Turbo, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Also, before we move on this game, we were a big advocate for 6 p.m. Monday as well. We were a big 6 p.m. Monday podcast.
Yeah, bring it back. Bring it back. Give me Thursday 8. Give me Thursday to Monday football, and just 2 nights off. That's fine. I don't need to talk to my wife. She's all good doing her own thing. Let's move on to the Sharks and the Warriors. The Warriors, they got Val Malga. He is back for Barnett, who will be missing 4 to 6 weeks, and Britton Nickera. He's in the reserves for the Sharks, coming back from that broken nose, and that is the only changes here. Both teams kind of rolling with what we would consider to be close enough to under 17.
Tane named at fullback.
Yes. Well, he was named at fullback last week. Chan swapped with him at about 60 minutes, and he got what we would call hooked, which was weird. It was kind of like he was trying to just a little Hail Mary to try and win the game at the end, and it didn't really make much sense. But I'm glad to see that he's been named again, because he's an option that and a conversation we'll probably have, especially be having on the Patreon subscriber Q&A. I'm sure the consensus team will be considering Tane Tuapiki as well, Josh.
Apparently. I don't know. I wasn't here last week and I saw that my beloved Keon Kolotungi was sold. So
yeah, that's what happens when you take a week off, mate.
On Tane, like the Warriors rate him and people are like, oh, what's he secure? Like, I think like the Warriors just making the transition to like Tane season. Yep. So Chan's really good for New Zealand. Like what are the Kiwis like national team name? I don't know. Like the New Zealand national team, he was really good in the centers for them.
They're legit called the Kiwis.
Is that all it is? Sweet.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like the Red Ferns. I think that's Silver Ferns is netball.
Silver Ferns is netball. All the All Blacks.
The All Blacks, yes.
Yeah.
The
nah,
Tall
but
Blacks? The basketball team?
maybe. But no, it's yeah, I'm really keen. Like people are like, oh, he hasn't scored that great, but he's averaged 62 and hasn't really done a whole lot. So yeah, he's also played one 80-minute game. He's averaging 62 and he's played one 80-minute game. So I'm relatively keen. Does have center wing duel. Nice little upgrade from Moses if you've got 200k sitting up your clacker. So yeah, we'll talk about him more on the Patreon show because I think he definitely doesn't feature in top 10 by Hold and Sell for tomorrow's episode. So if you want to hear our thoughts on Tane Tuipiki, $12, link in the description.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Matrix, question on Kale Iro. He's a popular conversation with, do I move on Kale Iro? People are a little bit concerned about the BP down this year. Scored a try last week, got 67, which you'd normally expect to be looking at 80 plus if he scores a try. What are your thoughts on hold or sell him?
I mean, I think that he'll work it out. I do think that this is another good matchup. I'll be holding a week, but then also I don't want to be trading out my 800k center wing for 600k in a few weeks' time. I think you've just really got to go with your gut. I have been asked this a fair bit, and I can't give a straight answer as to what I would do. I probably didn't bring in Kale Iro because I just didn't rate him as much as like Herbie and like getting Latrell in and Val and blokes like that. But if I'd made the decision, if he's maybe your best way to get a Herbie, I probably would because I just think Herbie's must have. So
Do you put him in the Stephen Crichton basket?
Yeah, he's in the Stephen Crichton basket. If he's the only way to get there, yeah, he's expendable.
Very fair. Josh, if you didn't have Jackson Ford, you didn't buy him last week, would you consider getting him this week?
For who, though? Because I feel like Jackson Ford was popular last week because of Payne Haas. But if you didn't trade Haas out last week, we're definitely not doing it this week. Maybe Mooney again, though. Like, why didn't you just do it last week? I think he's I think he's a nice option to have, but I wouldn't say he's a must-have. Like, I'm not going out of my way to do Keon to Ford. Put it that way.
Yeah. And I guess people did it last week because they were worried about, or didn't do it last week, I should say, because they were worried about Barnett. So, now that that's gone, it seems like that's freed up.
Yeah,
thankfully.
I don't know. There was like enough comments from Webster to suggest that wasn't really going to be a factor. Like,
yeah, and I think also, just remember, we live in a bubble. A lot of people don't even see those comments. Like our Patreon subscribers saw them. The Discord saw them. But a lot of people don't fall into that stuff.
That's a good plug. $12 a month in the description. No, I guess I need to separate myself from the more casual player. Yeah, look, you're not going to go wrong with him, are you? Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, don't buy a 70-minute front row forward.
Yeah, but you're right, though. You've got to consider who you're moving on, whether it's worth it and whether it feels sideways or not. He's 720k now, too. He's not
Oh, okay, shit. Never mind.
Yeah. Let's move on to the Knights and the Raiders. Of course, with the Raiders, we've got Josh Papali'i. He's back. Smithies, your man, is back to the bench. Simi Sasangi stays at centre, but Matty Timoko is back onto we'll call it the extended bench in the 19 jersey. So a couple of good games in Cup for Matty Timoko. Worth a conversation around what happens there. And we do see Mooney back from suspension sharp. He is still named at 5'8", which is good. He got through that kind of PCL knee concern that he went down with last week. Physio seems to be pretty confident, Matty, that he's going to be all good moving forward and be able to manage that. So good news for Fletcher Sharp. How do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really good game. I'm excited to watch this one. Fletcher Sharp, man, like, he's been so electric in the limited minutes he's been able to play this week. Definitely think if you're an owner, Mark, I would be holding on to Sharp. I just need to see a few weeks of him. I haven't really been super impressed with Munster this year. He's been fine. But I need to see him get through a couple of weeks unscathed before I consider buying Fletcher Sharp. Probably in my head, I kind of considered Fletcher Sharp somebody that I look at through the origin period because I thought that I would have a Munster by then. But yeah, I might just wait until Fletcher Sharp has had a few weeks uninjured, regardless of score, because I've been super impressed with the minutes I've seen against good teams too.
Yeah, he's such an X factor for them too. Like, he'll come back in and make an impact straight away. Not a purchase, but definitely a hold, I think, short term for owners. Simi Sasangi, Josh, is the one that with Matty Timoko on the extended bench. Now the question marks, now that he's back in the team, he's been off the bench for 2 weeks, had a couple of really good games in Cup, and now he's back on that bench. Is there maybe a risk there that he spells Sasangi or Sasangi moves to an edge? Or do we think that these rumours around Matty Timoko being told that he can move on and go elsewhere, that probably gives us enough, that makes us feel safe enough with Sasangi at centre?
Yeah, it's tough, right? Like, if you told me Sasangi was like locked in to play 24 games at centre, I'd be buying him 2 weeks ago. Scores of 72, 84, 50, 97. Been like unreal. BP's been really good. I'm worried that, one more loss and Ricky just rips it up. Like one more loss and he's like, okay, well, I'm just going to move some shit around and hope for the best. Also, seeing a lot of Munster hate in the chat. He's averaging 61 this year, by the way. Not terrible.
Soul crushing.
Yeah, the soul crushing is crazy.
We've worked up Chris Perry in the chat too. Now he's angry about Munster all over again. So.
For a guy averaging 61, it's unreal. I just my balls aren't big enough to buy Simi Sasagi. I'll admit it. Not man enough to do it. If you told me he was playing 80 minutes of center, he's looked unreal. Up against Brady Best this week. Not an easy matchup by any means. But yeah, Brady Best and Dylan Lucas, that edge. So it's not the easiest edge of all time. But yeah, I don't know. I just think Ricky has said that like Timoko will come back in eventually. I think he said this 2 weeks ago. But for me, it's a no from me, dog. But only because I'm just a pussy. But there's people out there with bigger balls than me.
Matty, what's your take on it?
I think that he'll hold his spot because I think he's been good enough and one of the bright sparks when it comes to this team. Do I have any faith in Ricky seeing it the same way? Probably not. But if I had to be a betting man, I would say that, Simi's got it locked down. He's just
people quickly forget though. Last year was all highs. Raiders cruising. No Ricky Roulette needed. Raiders not cruising. This is your second year playing Supercoach. Oh boy. Tell you what, the house always wins at Ricky Roulette. The house always wins when it comes to Ricky Roulette.
Is Ricky the only coach that has ever made one of our thumbnails? I reckon he probably is.
Nah,
he definitely.
A couple of years ago.
He definitely made thumbnail before. Yeah,
I was going to say, I don't remember putting you on a thumbnail. Like, what happened? But yeah, maybe.
Okay, Swish Hoops is captaining Noah Martin this week for 100+. I mean, good luck to you.
Lucas. Big shout. Bold play cotton.
Yep. Rate it. All right, let's move on to the final game, the Easter Monday game, the Eels and the Tigers. Josh Papali'i comes in for Isaiah Iongi. That is the only change with these teams. So, great. Good news. As a Tigers supporter, I get worried about this game every year because
we could be 23-0.
Yep.
Round 27 comes around, and then Eels could be 0-24, and they'll still put 60 on us every time.
Yeah, and Mitchell Moses will score 100+ in SuperCoach this week.
Mitchell Moses could do an ACL in round 23, and he'd be back. He could complete rupture of everything. He could do a Jarrell Yayi, and he'd be back.
I was saying last week, I swear every team's main player always returns against the Tigers as well. Yeah. Like Mitch Barnett is back.
S&C must have it like down pat.
Yeah, they've got it marked in the calendar for sure. Interesting on Josh Papali'i, probably a wait. We'll talk about him a lot more, I'm sure, in the coming week or so, because he'll be a much more relevant conversation to have next week, hopefully when he bottoms out a little bit.
Had a quick look. If he scores 50 this week, his break-even's 34. If he scores 40, his break-even's like 50. So he's definitely a purchase next week. And that's probably why I'm not looking at trading Moses Leo this week, because it'll just be a pretty straight swap to Josh.
Yeah. A lot of people jumping on Tigers players, specifically Adam Dewey, which I can't talk out of, but the Alex Twal purchase as a Tigers supporter just feels like, if you take the name out of it, Matty, and you say you don't know it's Alex Twal, but you put his numbers in front of you, you'd be like, why wouldn't you buy this guy? But then you reveal the name and it says Alex Twal there. How does that make you feel?
Dirty. But I do think that, yeah, you're right. Like, if you have a look at it, SuperCoach says that he's 100% chance of hitting his break even of 12, and I agree with them. No, I mean, like, Alex Twal's been great. Tigers have been good. I think better. They've been really good this year, actually. They had that one bad game where everyone got injured. But, I could get around Alex Twal, but it's just like, are you okay to hold Alex Twal all year when he steps back and is still averaging 54? Because, like, I think that this guy can hit some pretty good heights in the next few weeks. But then I think you're going to want to cash out, because are you going to be okay sitting there at the end of the year looking at an Alex Twal averaging 54? And if the answer's yes, and you're okay with running his really hot form, and then you see it decrease later on, or are you better off? Like, people are trading Isaiah Yeo for Alex Twal. like that's maybe a break-evens trade, but I do not understand something like that.
Josh, you said that when Alex Twile plays over 60 minutes, he goes pretty well. Can you see that? Can he maintain those minutes for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think so. I think the rotation is now heavily focused around May playing 55, 12 playing 60, and then just like everyone else just being rotated through. And yeah, the numbers, I think he averaged something like 68 in games over 50 and under 70. So like a pretty consistent, it was like a 30-game sample size. I then looked into like why he was priced so cheap at the start of the year. It was just because, yeah, he just didn't get the minutes. But he's a guy that's he's just a toiler. And I feel like Benji really likes it, just likes a good toiler.
Yes.
Apart from last week, he's a guy that you set your watch to, right? It's a 60 to a 72. Yeah, got the line break assist last week, so don't know how that came about, but yeah, it's not a bad play, not one bit at all. Like I actually quite like him. The question is just like, what's your avenue and how are you buying him? That's the main thing I would look at.
Yeah, that's fair, and that's pretty much a good wrap on the Tigers Eels. I think it'll probably be another high scoring affair. If you're a bettor out there, gamble responsibly, but take the overs with confidence. And I haven't seen the line yet, so no confidence, but the line will probably be
75.
Like 58 points or something like that, and you could still take it. But guys, we've got some questions in the live chat. Let's cover them.
Question time. It's SuperCoach Conundrums.
A little guitar riff at the end there. Has put in some extra effort there, old Keith. Tom Vincent in the chat, long-time listener, first-time caller. What would you do if you have the following centre wing? Herbie, Tom Jenkins, Setu 2, Luke Lalili, Makasini, Chester, and Cody Ramsey. And Fayamani, he's got one too many there, I think. But I'm assuming Cody Ramsey might be his fullback too.
Oh,
yeah, eight names there. Yeah, too many, too many. So probably Chester or Ramsey at fullback rotating. What would you do? Get Trell?
I mean, Herbie, Jenkins, Lally is still making a little bit of money.
Oh, Lally,
Makasini's playable.
Which is crazy.
Makasini's playable this week. Chester, yeah, you could play Chester if you needed to. I feel like maybe you're one gun short. Just depends how much cash you got in the bank. But Setu 2 could be a trade.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the only one. Yeah. I don't think you need to do anything this week, personally. You've got Herbie. Slap the VC on him and enjoy yourself, Tom. Aiden, is it worth waiting on Cleary until after the Dogs game, Matrix? So Dogs play second game.
What's his break even at the moment? Does it matter?
I think he might mean like, do the Panthers play the Dogs sometime soon?
Is it next week?
The Dogs game.
Yeah, they play Melbourne and
next
then
week.
The Dogs.
Yeah,
so,
I think he means like...
Honestly,
they go into... That's when that hard run of games finishes. You know, we talked about the hardest draw in the comp. They then go into Dolphins, Knights, Manly, Raiders, Dragons before Origin.
He just played the hardest, liner, the hardest draw in the comp, and he's averaging 90. Like, I think that when you see how many points Melbourne have leaked in the last, half of the last two games, Nathan Cleary would run all over him. I'm fine with playing Nathan Cleary, and the Dogs haven't been. The Dogs just leaked 30 points to the Knights. So, no, I think that you could get Nathan Cleary right now.
Yep. Josh, you agree?
Yeah, I was going to say, it shows you what we know when we see Cleary's got the toughest draw, maybe fade. He's pretty good. Yeah, no, I'd match up proof, just a guy you buy regardless.
Yep. I think we might have already answered Malabar's question. Keeney to Walsh with Farlongo already, or should I have a cheapie on the bench? Definitely not a cheapie at fullback too. I'm okay with Keeney to Walsh. Josh, you're a little bit more opposed to it than I am, but
if it's the only way to get Walsh, sure. I just don't think Keeney's a trade out.
Yeah, and if you don't have another obvious captaincy option, if you don't have a Herbie Farnworth, you're not going to captain Payne Haas. I wouldn't have thought this week as well. Cleary plays the Storm. Like that, you've got some up in the air picks for captaincy this week, and Walsh is the most obvious option and will be the most captain player. So you've got to be okay going against the most captain player with a great matchup against the Titans this week. So that's just the one thing you've got to consider. Is it worth it? And for me, it probably is. Ty Stevens, have Keon and Haas at front row forward. Do I hold both or downgrade one to Twal? Just hold.
Hold.
That feels
You've
like
got
that feels like a recency bias trade.
Yeah.
Do we not remember Haas got 110 like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. I've had a few. Do I sell Haas this week? I'm like, if you held last week, he's playing this week. You may as well just see what he's got. And
I
go
guess
from
it's
there.
tough though, right? Because if he does come back, like AC joints are 3 weeks to like get back to full. So he's missed a week. If he comes back and he scores like 55, you're like,
Then you're a week closer. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, it's the Drinkwater effect, isn't it? It's like, yeah, I've held this long. Why get rid of now?
Yeah, that's exactly why I sold last week, knowing that I would have that hard decision to make next week, the week after, and he goes 55 and 60 or 58 or something, and you go, fuck, surely he's closer to coming good. But then we get to that point, and it's Origin. So it's like, you don't really get the advantage of him coming good again because you don't get him playing for your team. So tricky one. Fresh Prince, thoughts on Harrison Graham? I feel like he will be elite. Good Harry Grant looking plays. Not sure where he slots in with Crossland named though. Yeah, not really on my radar, but he did look good in the limited minutes he played last week. What are your thoughts here, Josh?
I don't know. Like he's 275, and I'm shitting on cheese. I honestly just think if you really want to get off Reed Marnie, cop the whatever price drop this week. Go to Robson. If you don't want to have if you don't want to have like a mid hooker, go to Brayley. If you don't want to have 2 hookers tied up, then just fuck. I don't know. Enough. Like really.
Would you rather cheese or enough?
Enough.
Really?
Right now, yes.
Why wouldn't you buy a player you know is coming back and probably slotting into a starting role over
Maybe.
enough?
What if he's not? Like, we have no guarantee, right? Like, we heard some training reports. Like, we heard some training reports that he's playing 9. But like, what if he's starting and playing 25 minutes? What if he's just doing the Brandon Wakeham role? Is he going
to? What if about any player?
No, but of course, right? But we have no data. We also have no idea when he's coming back. Right? What do you do if you make a trade on him now and he comes back, he's playing 35 minutes? You're gonna hate yourself, right? You'll hate yourself. Or you just grit your teeth. Reed Marnie's not getting below 320k. Like, let's be shit. He's not getting below 320, and he's already he's already at 380 now. So it's like, I'd rather cop the extra 60k loss to get a guaranteed idea of what cheese looks like. Or I'd rather just punt hooker 2 or just pay up for Brayley. Like that's where I'm at, because I think Garlic and Mamazelis have been quite good. And the rotation for them is kind of shit. Like in terms of like, from a footy standpoint, they've been good. But from like a rotation standpoint, it's been kind of like a hooker committee, NFL term. What if Cheese is just in a committee? What if he's just playing 40 minutes and he's scoring 36 points? Yeah, it's 13 points of value, but it's like, nice. I've just got Reed Money again. I've traded Reed Money for Reed Money. That's my concern.
I mean, that's a good concern, but the question was about Harrison Graham, which is literally the guy that you said averaging 35 minutes.
Yeah, no, don't buy Harrison Graham.
Yeah.
I think I said that. And then Brian said, what do you think about Cheese to enough? And I was like, yes, prefer that. And then we went on a tangent. I don't like any hooker that is not named H. Grant, B. Brayley, R. Robson. Or D. Cook with Jacob Little just doesn't play.
Yeah, goes away for a bit. Chris Gray. Could Farlongo be a sell as opposed to Keeney with the Penrith matchup? Could Sewer be close to his peak price?
No, nowhere near it.
I think you got to look at his like how he scored as well. Like his scoring, he's averaging like, what is he averaging? 110.8 this year. 100. I don't see it slow. I see it slowing down. Of course, he plays Penrith, but he goes up against the Wars next week. Into the Raiders, who have been a dog's breakfast. Into Souths, Dolphins, Wests, Para. Holy moly. Round 8 to 11, you're going to want Sewer Farlongo, and you're going to want the captaincy on him.
If he scores 40 this week, his break-even's only 100 next week.
I don't even care if his break-even was 200.
Oh, no, but what I'm saying is, like, I don't think he's even near peak price.
No,
I think Sewer Farlongo could get to 900k.
Yeah, I'm not going to go against that. Matty, it's, you hold this week, and then you go into a nice run of about 6 or 7 games that he should all probably score 80 plus.
Yeah, mate, huge Sewer guy. You got to keep him.
Honestly, it's so fun. I shit on Matrix for starting with him. I bought him last week. Oh, it's so fun. Life's cool.
Oh,
honestly, my life has improved owning Sewer Farlongo. Like, women talk to me. My fuel prices are much lower than everyone else's. Like, I'm just, I save children from like burning houses. Like, it's just a flow-on effect from owning Sewer Farlongo. Like, your life just improves. I think I'm like 6% body fat, and 2 weeks ago I was 30% body fat. So I'm 6'4" now. Like, everything just has gotten better.
And the worst part about that is the most truth you just said was saving kids from burning buildings, I reckon. No, I love it. It's very true. Very true. You can't sell Sewer. No, let's SuperCoach suicide. P Monkey's the last one. That's it. I'm boosting to get both Herbie and
No, he's not, by the
Finafuiaki,
way.
and that's probably exactly because I said don't.
There's one more. There's one more star that I think Matrix has put in.
Oh, there is. Yeah. Yeah. If girls spend enough time together, their period sync. Is it facial hair and backwards hat for you guys? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Pato.
Yeah.
Someone
I've
said
convinced them.
Someone said in the chat, they were like, "Oh, what's with the backwards hat thing?" And it was like a regular viewer as well. And I'm like, "Have you not been watching for the last like 4 seasons?"
Yeah,
Brother, look at my
I
hair
have
on.
not worn my hat front ways. I wore my hat. I didn't wear a hat last week,
Hang on.
and nobody said a word. So I'm
Yeah,
never doing it
looks
ever
weird.
again.
It looks like when you see a teacher in like a grocery store. Like it doesn't look. It looks a bit strange.
It's because also the shadow goes over my face, so I wear it backwards so that it doesn't look shit. But
Yeah,
it is a
true.
Tiger's hat. I probably should appreciate that a little bit more.
Yeah, I like that hat, man.
Why do you look like 2010 Justin Bieber with your little?
I don't know.
All right, let's go on for an hour. Let's pack it up. Unc.
Oh, I'm sorry. What'd you just call me?
All of us, we're all Unc. I'm 28.
Oh, yeah, good
The
recovery
clown
from
the clown next week should have to show their clown.
you.
And the winner, whoever wins the Supercoach Cup, gets a free trip to Turkey.
Yeah. Yeah. Josh says it the year that he's leading. That's funny.
Yeah, I need it. I'll tell you what. I shaved my head.
I need it more than
Holy
you,
shit.
trust me. If I shave my head, I don't know whether many of it
It'd
come
grow
back.
back.
Like it's just done. It'll be just done. And that's when you know I've given up. So this is the warning to everybody out there. If I come one day in the next few years with a
Just
shaved head,
bolts.
I've owned it. I've just owned it. It's gone. It's never coming back. So appreciate it now while you have it. Guys, that'll do us. Thanks for tuning in. Of course, if you did like it and you made it all the way to the end of the stream, please hit that thumbs up. Give it a like. It does help.
Don't
the show
know how
get
you
more
got
people.
here.
Yeah, first of all, we've had our best chat at the end, so we've saved the best for last.
This isn't where I parked my car.
No, and that's a good way to leave it, though, guys. Hit the subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you for buy, hold, sell tomorrow. Catch you then.
Cheerio.